option 2 for the project. That's the checking out how people are relieving stress, and I'm going to focus on all different forms of exercise. First, I'm going to focus on home gyms, which is widely used, and I'm going to show you what my dad and my mom use. Then I'm going to go to where I work out at Summit Fitness, and show you the different cardio machines, the yoga, and the cycling rooms, as well as the MMA training room and the heavyweight room. So it'll kind of hit every aspect of how people from work or personal reasons, how they get rid of their stress through exercise. Then finally, I'm going to interview people from every facet. First, I'll interview someone who does the home gym. Then I'll interview a person who strictly goes to the big conglomerate gyms and uses the different types of equipment. Also interview someone who does the MMA training, so we get a look at the aggressive form of working out. And then finally, I'll interview someone who does yoga to see how that stems, since that is sort of the universal way of stress relief. Alright, so here we go. Now we're going to start with the home gyms. Like I was telling you about, this is what my dad and little brother use. This is the Bowflex, which currently is one of the most popular forms of home fitness. And my dad actually used to work out at, the big gym style, but he ended up going to just the home fitness because, as most of the studies show, a lot of people, it's a bit of an inconvenience, and also it can add more stress actually going to the big gyms because they feel like people are watching them, plus the drive-in and everything like that. So my dad's kind of solution to that was the Bowflex. So like I said, this is what my dad and little brother use. This is sort of the male version of the home fitness thing, and now we're going to go to the female version of that, and that is my mom's treadmill. Alright, here we go. Alright, here's my mom's version of home fitness. This is the treadmill, and the treadmill and also the elliptical have become very huge for home fitness, because it's basically like having a gym in your home, because as you'll see when I show you to the gym I work out at, it's just a bunch of treadmills and ellipticals all around, so they don't have to deal with the stress of people judging them at the gym and feeling insecure about that, which, like I said, is added stress, and they don't have to take the trip. So I showed you the guy version of home fitness, and here's sort of the female version of it. And another major factor for why this is such a popular thing for being in home is right over here, the TV. They all love the TV because it makes time go by faster. No one really enjoys exercise, so anytime they can do this, plus watch some TV shows, it works out for them. Alright, now I'm going to actually interview my dad, who's done both the major gyms and the home fitness, and I'm going to ask him why he decided to go to the home fitness. Alright. My dad, who, as I mentioned, he's been working out at the big gyms for a while, but then he decided to go to the smaller gyms. What was your main reasons for deciding to go to a home fitness?
Well, the real reason was it takes time to go to the gym, which adds to the stress with the short amount of time I have after I work. And then also I like the ability to be able to work out at my own time frame, which is another stress reliever. And then once I get there, there's always the testosterone flowing between all the guys who want to sit there and pump more iron than everybody else, so that just adds stress I just really don't need. It's just a lot more relaxing at home.
So you definitely have to agree with the studies then that going to the big gyms just adds unneeded stress to your workouts?
Absolutely. That's why I spent $3,000 on Bowflex at home.
Alrighty, thank you very much, sir. Alrighty, now that we've just interviewed my dad, now we're going to go to the gym that I work out at, the one that he spoke so highly about, because obviously stress was a major factor for him, and that's why he decided to go with the home fitness, and as of course he had to mention how much it costs. So if he's willing to spend all that money just to avoid the stress at a big gym, he must be onto something. So the studies appear to be correct based on the interview that there is unwanted stress dealing with the major gyms. Alright, well, here we go. Let's see what we're talking about. Here we are at the gym I work out at. This is Summit Fitness, and like I mentioned, that's a little bit of everything. Here's the treadmills and all that, as you can see, all along. This is sort of the female area. This is the majority where, all the females work out at, because all the cardio equipment. Here's all the Stairmasters and ellipticals and all that. This is stuff I was telling you about. It's become more and more popular over the years. then over here is the machines, and you'll see some males here every now and then, but this is mainly, like I said, kind of a female zone. And actually, this room right over here is the body pump room, and that's also where they do the yoga and Pilates and things like that. So this is sort of the main area for the female stress relief. Alright, now I'm going to walk you into the body pump room, just so you kind of see just sort of the layout of it and what the instructors put the females through every day. Alright, here's the body pump and yoga room that I was telling you about, and over here to the left is the yoga mats right down there. And this area is packed all the time. They fit about 50 people in here, and as you can see, it's not that large of a room. So apparently yoga does do stress relief. I personally have never tried it out, but if they're packing 50 people in this small room, it must be working. So, and everyone that I've talked to, they mention how they always come here right after work because, as we all know, work is the biggest stressor of everybody. And as soon as they leave, almost all their stresses are gone, and their personal life just seems to be a little bit clearer. Alright, now I'm going to take you to the spin room of all the bikes. It's the spin room, as they call it, and as you can see, it's another kind of cramped in area and whatnot. As far as the colors and whatnot, it's not very conducive for stress relief, but according to everybody who does it, they really enjoy it. It doesn't sound overly stressful because you got the instructor in here yelling at everybody, telling them to go faster and faster, so it's borderline on aggressive stress relief, but since everyone says that it seems to relieve their stress pretty well, I mean, I can't really argue with people's testimonials. So you'll never see me in this room though, because I can't stand getting yelled at all the time. So, but like I said, it's just another facet of people. It's not so much, each person has to do this for stress relief. It's about finding their specific exercise that does it. So some people, it's cycling. Next, I'm going to take you into the heavyweight room, and that's the area where I spend the majority of my time. So that's sort of my exercise for stress relief. All right, here we go. This is kind of the official dude room, if you will. This is my exercise area. This is where I relieve all my stress. And as you can see, it's mainly all males that come in here. And you'd be surprised, even though it does seem like from time to time the certain individual is about to have an aneurysm from all the weight he's lifting, it actually does help with their stress quite a bit, because I know it helps me out quite, as you can probably hear the grunt and groans around here. So, like I said, this is our dude room, and this is how all the kind of bigger guys around here use to relieve their stress. And right now I'm going to take you to the MMA training room, and that's the form of aggressive stress relief that's sort of controversial, and we'll talk about that next.